they went into having these issues with it and didn't know that it was because they chose the wrong strength. They went past the processing time, and that's where we get into the state of over-processing. Because when you over-process, this is the funny part about over-processing hair. The ones that use either use a super when they needed a regular, they actually have over-processed the hair that way, or you can over-process the hair going past the processing time. When the processing time calls for 15 minutes and you go 20, or like one lady came here bragging about the fact that she let the relaxer sit in for 45 minutes. And first thing I asked her was, did you at least base your scalp? She was like, no. And sounding like she was bragging, she said, no, I've never burned. And the issue was her hair, after about 3 days, it looks like she never had a relaxer, and she couldn't figure it out. She was thinking that she needed to relax her hair again, and did it. So as often as she would relax her hair, the more she would over-process her hair again. Now, one day, she came to me when her hair actually started to fall out. Now, I've known that she has been doing that and advising her not to, advising her at least, if you're going to do your hair at home, I will teach you how to take care of it at home all day long, but at least let me do the relaxers. Because you do not know what you're doing to your hair. And she said, well, I've been doing this all my life. And the objective that she was trying to point out to me was, she feels like since she's been doing it all her life, that nothing is wrong with it. And that's just, I equate that to a smoker saying that I've been smoking all my life and then contract cancer or lung cancer, and then don't know why that actually happened. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter how long you've been getting away with it, it still have been doing the damage. You can chop down a tree, a huge tree, one of them big redwoods, on the other side of it, you're still doing the damage to it, but until you hit that last chunk, it ain't going nowhere. But once it does hit that last chunk, it's falling out. And that's how you have to look at it when you have been doing these things. And once the hair is falling out, guess what gets blamed? The relaxer. But guess what should have got blamed? The person. The person applying the relaxer. The person that was going past the processing time. The person that was choosing their own relaxer strength. The person that was choosing the calcium-based relaxers and thought that, that was okay. The person that felt like we can get away with a cheaper relaxer. We can find a salon that does cheap relaxers and we be fine with it, but have no idea that you're using the wrong strength. You don't even know what type of relaxer. You don't even know if the shelf life is expired on the relaxer. You don't even know what the box date is on the relaxer for the shelf life or the expiration. You have no idea of any of these things, and what happens is you blame the relaxer. There's nothing surprising to me about that. People blaming the relaxer because they don't want to blame themselves. And if they don't blame themselves, if they have a professional or somebody with a license, then they say it's the licensed person. And then here we go. I'm going natural. And the whole issue was they could have stayed with the relaxer if they had somebody doing them correctly. And if I have anything that I will point out the most would be continue to research this yourself. I'm going to put a lot of information with this video so that you will have an educated decision to make, and it's going to be paperwork that you read. Now, the number one thing that I don't want to happen is that you don't read it. Please read it. so that when you are in these discussions on YouTube and and somebody telling you you're not black anymore because you got a relaxer, and I hope that this will spark all the black women that have relaxers, and you know that your hair is healthy. You absolutely are sure, and you're going to someone that actually knows what they're doing when it comes to relaxing, and you know that your hair is healthy. Say something about it. Go on YouTube and say something about it, because people need to hear that. Not in an argumentative way, but just to know that you made a decision to continue getting relaxers because you know that the myths are dispelled. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your hair. Your hair is healthy. Make that known. And then those that with natural hair, because I will stand on your side too. If you got natural hair and your hair is healthy, then say it. But don't let it be no argument. Don't let it be a war to saying that natural hair is healthier than relaxed hair, because it's absolutely not true. In a whole lot of cases, it's not true. But I will stand behind my natural hair clients and be the one that stand behind their voice to say, yeah, your hair is natural and it is healthy, but it's because we're doing the same thing. And I'm absolutely not using any other products other than Influence hair care products on their natural hair and giving the same results as they would any other place, getting the same results as they would using any other type of product. So with that in mind, we will just go over this to let you know that this is basically how everything flows. And I did cover it already, but when you see this as a point of reference, when I put relaxer, let's say if this, because this area right here is underneath the scalp. And let me just go ahead and post my little picture up here. This also can be seen by Googling hair growth chart or the human hair chart. If you Google human hair chart, you'll be able to see a blown up version of what you see here. But I did this because I wanted you to see how important it is to know what's going on underneath the scalp. Now, when I apply a relaxer, this area right here is what's coming out of the scalp. This is the papilla. This is the sebaceous gland. This gland here supplies oil and a mixture of oil and sweat, which is called sebum. This is what actually keeps the hair moist on its own. This is the natural one. In Caucasian people, we have the sebaceous gland normally being overactive, and that's why they have to shampoo their hair more regularly. And in ethnic people, we have the sebaceous gland either being normal or under or poor. So that's why they can have more drying issues. But either way, we have product that and instructions that can help this either way. The number one is going to be your diet. A poor diet, yes. Medication, yes. You're going to have some issues with either one of these. But from here down, this is what's underneath the scalp, and from here up, this is what's above the scalp. So when you have someone that professionally putting your relaxers in, they're going to base the entire scalp. We have a conditioning base. The active ingredient is lanolin. It protects and it emulsifies. The reason why that's important is because it's not going to impede the relaxer. It's not going to stop it from doing its job, but it's going to make sure that it goes nowhere else other than where you apply it, and protect it from irritation. So what happens is